How's it hanging, Rasmanites? Well, remember a little while ago I told you all that I wanted to start a review of film, or a series of reviews on all the things that I've gotten in packages since I started here on YouTube that I never got a chance to review because you all just kept sending me more stuff, or my birthday would come up, or my Christmas would come up, or Christmas in general would come up, not just my Christmas, but yeah, stuff kept happening and I just never got around to doing these reviews properly. Well, I want to start that today. Now, technically, because I wanted to go in order, it should start with Greg Argahanda's gift of the DC Universe stories about Moore. The problem is, I reviewed that like over a year ago, and I somehow lost the video, and it's been over a year since I read that book. So, if I'm going to do that review, I want the book to be fresh in my mind. So I will air that review in a couple of weeks' time. So we're going to skip ahead by one item, and I'm going to start with an in-depth review of the film In Bruges, which was a gift from Sylvain Snowman in 2009. By the way, it's today's guest on the Razman's reality radio show if this goes up on time on Friday. Anyway, in-depth review of In Bruges. That's what's coming up right now, today, on the Razman's reality. Okay, so the reason I call this an in-depth review of In Bruges is because I reviewed In Bruges on the original incarnation of Burns Redo, the cigarette burns. And I didn't really get a chance to go into it because I was the first one that week. What we used to do is used to rotate who would go first on each review rather than each person having an assigned day the way it is on the current incarnation of the channel. And so I was the first one to go, and whenever you're the first one to review something, you don't want to give too much away because you want to give people a chance to watch the film if they want to watch the film first and then hear what people thought about it. And so I couldn't really talk about the plot of this film like at all. So ever since then, I knew I wanted to do a review, so here's the review. This film is, for lack of a better, more appropriate way to put it that doesn't sound cheesy, it's cinematic magic. Because it does things that you would never expect a film to do, period, and B, a film by a first-time director to do at all. I mean, this film feels like it should have been an HBO original. It is so dark and so insane and so full of coarse language. Like, it's the definition of an adult film. And what makes it so watchable is the very premise of it. I mean, it follows around two guys who are contract hitmen. I mean, that's what the two lead characters are. Colin Farrell and, I'm having a brain fart right now, so I'll put his name in overlay. It's the guy who played Mad-Eye Moody in the Potter Saga. Those two guys are playing contract hitmen, and it's about following hitmen around and forcing you to sympathize with hitmen because Colin Farrell's character accidentally kills a little boy. So you get inside the head of killers and you realize maybe these aren't such bad people after all. And then the other character, of the guy whose name I can't remember, he gets told by their boss to off his partner, to off Colin Farrell's character, because he broke the rules. He killed a little boy, killed an innocent, and walked away from it without cleaning it up. So he ends up not being able to kill the character because he has a brotherly love for Colin Farrell. So it's just so amazing, and the way the boss of the organization is called out, and just the language and the jokes in this film, and the relationship between Colin Farrell and his cokehead girlfriend actress. I mean, it's just, I can't recommend it enough, but it's one of those films that you have to see. As much as I wanted to talk more about it and do a proper review of it, realizing sitting here that it's one of those films that you just have to see. And so, bottom line is, if you love Quentin Tarantino films, if you love David Fincher films, if you love David Lynch films, if you love the kind of films that take a risk and take you on a ride and do things that just make you go, what in the world did I just see on screen? Then you need to see In Bruges. In Bruges is a beautiful city. This is the only film, to my knowledge, that ever shows Bruges, the city. And it's just a gorgeous location for a film. And it's just, the film is just amazing. I mean, I know I've said that 100 times since I started this review, but that's really all I can say about it. So, bottom line is, if you haven't seen In Bruges, go and see it. Get the DVD. I think there's like a German Blu-ray. It unfortunately isn't one that's got a worldwide release on Blu-ray. I hope that Criterion gets a hold of it, because it's the perfect kind of film for Criterion to do. But if you haven't seen it, please do yourself a favor and check out this film. This is reality according to the Razman. And Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase. Oh, and one thing I know that's completely jarring. I never do that. I never stop myself in the middle of a sign-off. But one more thing I forgot to say about In Bruges. It has the most quotable lines of any film in recent memory. I catch myself quoting this film all the time to my friends who have seen it. Civilian Snowman and myself quote In Bruges all the time. DVD Weasel and myself quote In Bruges all the time. So that's another great thing about it. Alright, this time for sure. This is reality according to the Razman. And Razman style. It's not just a catchphrase, but a way of life.